What's up, guys? My name's Dylan Johnson from Soccer Mag, and this week we're going to be starting out something a bit different. We're going to be doing a match preview of Liverpool versus Arsenal. I'm joined by Matt Hayward and Khanya Dilima, two of the biggest Arsenal supporters I know, and they're going to be giving us some insight into the Gunners and just the Premier League in general this week. So, just to get things going, Matt, what do you think is different about Arsenal this season compared to, the title race last season?
Yeah, look, the first half of last season, I honestly think we looked better than we did this season. We went on that winning run. We were playing like beautiful football. We looked dominant. We didn't look like losing many games, and this season we've looked shaky actually often at the best of times. But there's just been something about the way we've just grinded our performances. Come that like 90th minute, we just find a way. We find an equaliser. We find a winner. And we look like we're not playing as like good a football as we did last season, but we just, I don't know, just finding a way to get results.
Yeah, I agree. I think it's always that thing where they say you want to peak at the right time. And I think that City is a team that does that very well. And I think last season, we kind of played the exact same 11 players every single game.
Yeah.
And I think it was inevitable for Oaks to get injured. Whereas now I think what we're doing well is that Arteta has more depth in the squad. And we're able to, move players around different positions. I think Declan Rice has been huge. I think he's a big factor in how we are able to sort of get results this season because we control certain parts of the midfield very well compared to last season. I felt like, last season when we were fully fit, it was really good, it was fine. But then as soon as we lost a few players, the same rhythm, the same tempo wasn't there. So I think this season, we're very adaptable, and I think we're peaking at the right time. We're 100%. Slowly getting there. We have guys injured. Timber's injured, still coming back. So I think we're looking better than last season in that sense. Our adaptability.
Agree 100%. There was a period where we lost a few injuries. Martinelli was injured for a while. Jesus was injured for a while. I think Odegaard missed a couple games. Even Saka was looking a bit sketchy for a few games, but we got through it, and we saw the other side of it. I think the entire Prem has been rocked by injuries this season, but we've found a way to get through it. So looking solid.
Yeah, I'd say one thing I've definitely noticed is what you guys said, where last season you guys were playing more fluid, but now it's more effective. This season, it's now the Luton game comes to mind, where last season you always would have lost that game. As soon as you went 3-2 down, you just couldn't, you wouldn't be able to get that 95th minute winner, or let alone equalise. In the West Ham game, for example, or was it Southampton as well? Those games last season where it was in control, slip up, buckle. 100%. Yeah, but I think there's the interesting thing about you guys as well now is like you said, the squad aspect. So many new players, but versatile players like Tomiyasu, Kiwior even as well, Fabio Vieira, just guys that can come in and make an impact straight away.
And I think I definitely agree with that. Also, if you look at, obviously Havertz was getting a lot of, slack in the beginning of the season.
Talk about that, man.
And we're always gonna talk about him. But the thing is, I'm not gonna toot my own horn here, but I saw it. When we first signed him, I said yes.
Yeah.
Mikel's gonna resurrect him, and obviously first 10 games it wasn't really there. No. I think he was confused in his positioning. I think his confidence was very low. But look at him now, we've stuck through him. And the thing is, he's playing centre forward, he's playing left-sided midfielder. He's able to, even for Germany, play left back. He's such a versatile player.
100%.
And I think that you look at Manchester City, that's also a big key for them as well. Liverpool as well. They're able to adapt.
Players can play 3 different positions. That helps your rotation as well, because it's if you have a centre back that can play right back, left back, then you can rest your other players so much more effectively.
Yeah, it's so true. With Kai Havertz, he's literally versatility. He's playing often in that number 8 role next to Odegaard now at the moment. But you can also play him up front against
play
Man
10
City.
as well if you want.
Yeah,
could even maybe put him on the wing at some point if you need something.
Yeah.
His aerial, I think we've always known he's a big guy. But especially watching that Brighton game, he wins everything in the air.
Yeah, dude,
it is when you're under pressure, hoof it to Kai, bang, heads it down nicely to another player. His aerial play has been against
Man
amazing.
City, almost talking about that not being so fluid but more effective. It was a long ball. It was long ball up to Kai Havertz, controlled to Martinelli.
And then bang.
And bang. And then we won that game against City 1-0, where before we would have tried the same tactics over and over again, try and do that fluid Arsenal football, which is beautiful to watch, but also like often not so effective. So having that presence up front is yeah.
I think you could even say Man City have gotten to a point now where they're trying to shift from that fluidness as well, where it's like last season we saw them play basically 5 centre-backs every game, because it's like, okay, defensively solid and then let the forwards play. But now it's, I don't know, what are you guys' opinions on City? What do you think is happening there,
They washed, they washed.
No, I think that from what I've seen with Manchester City when I watch their games, I still think I still think they're favourites. Like, I feel like with their squad, with their players, they know how they experience. You can never write them off. And the only time I'll write City off is in going into the last 2-3 weeks and they can't win the league.
when it's mathematically impossible?
Because they have so much quality. And a team like that, with a manager like that, you can never write them off. So for me, I'm hesitant to kind of jump to any conclusions as to what's going on, but I do also feel they've missed Kevin De Bruyne a lot. And then Haaland without him is I wouldn't say a different player, but Alvarez kind of plays a bit differently to how.
Foden as well. They just don't. Haaland makes the runs, but they don't see it.
Yeah.
Not the same way that
KDB's constantly got his head up looking
Exactly.
for his Haaland runs.
And that's why a lot of Haaland's goals are through on goal. When KDB's there, and now when we've seen them, KDB's not there, it's a lot of poaching, a lot of headers, it's a lot of like getting into that area. It's not as much like put him through on goal,
Exactly.
you know? So I think that's a difference that I've seen with Manchester City so far, but I still think that they're still
I mean, De
favourites.
Bruyne is back, I think, in like 3 weeks.
Yeah.
Then that's...
I think that's going to be very interesting when KDB comes back. See how much that changes the City team. See how they respond. I think is John Stones back from injury. I think he was back a few weeks ago, but then I think he had another knock.
I think he should be. I think they'll, like the players that are injured now, should be back by like end of January.
And then we'll see.
That's when the season. That's when it matters, bro. Crunch time.
100%.
I think the thing about City as well, like you said, you can't rule them out. Last season, you guys were what, like 8 points clear? So Liverpool have like twice. Liverpool have been nearly 10 points clear, and it means nothing. You draw one game, and it feels like you've lost 5 in a row. Like the pressure that they put on.
Because those last 10 games of the season, they don't lose, they don't draw, they just get points. It's crazy.
And the thing is, what's key is also about them when, for example, Arsenal, when you play against Man City, you have to take points from them. If you want to win the league, you have to take points. And that's why that 1-0 win for us was
Massive.
enormous.
You have to beat them at least once.
You have to beat them at least once to stand a chance to win the league. So
100%.
I think, I think that was very important for us.
What are your guys' thoughts on the Raya Ramsdale situation? I know you guys also
you wanna
Arsenal
start?
fans love talking about it as well.
It's such a... Yeah. Do you want to start?
I see what Arteta's doing. And I said this, I see it, I feel it. He's cooking. And the thing is, it's like, you can see how now we are so versatile in the way we are playing with regards to playing out the back and then also playing long. Because, don't get me wrong, I love Aaron Ramsdale. I think he's a fantastic shot stopper. And I think he's a great goalkeeper who has a future 100%. But I think what Raya gives us with the ball playing ability and the calmness, although he gets himself into trouble sometimes, like Arteta said, I think it was against, who was it against, where he was under pressure. And then he kept playing out the back. He kept playing.
The Luton game.
But there was another game early on in the season.
Chelsea, wasn't it Chelsea or
I
something?
think it was Chelsea when he made an error.
Yes.
And then just kept playing. Kept playing out the back. Kept playing. So I think that for us has been a massive, massive key. And I think that especially when Timber comes back, because I mean, Zinchenko, I also really like him, but sometimes defensively, it's not make sure. So I think that when Julian Timber comes back with his ball playing ability out of the back, we're going to look a lot more comfortable.
No, I think that's been a huge disappointment that we haven't been able to see him, because there was so much hype around, like, did he get injured in the first game in the community? But like for that time he was on the field, he looked so good. It was like, wow, this guy looks unbelievable.
Oh, but just taking back to the Ryan Ramsdale debate. At first, I backed the decision because it made sense. Arteta was saying, why do we have depth up front? Why do we have depth in the midfield, in defence, but never with goalkeepers? So that made sense to me. It's like, why don't we? Surely it should work. But I don't know. I think it's got into the heads a bit of both Raya and Ramsdale.
Like they're both stressing their one mistake and then finish kind of thing.
I think we could have seen, without Ramsdale, we could have seen a better David Raya, and without Raya, we could have maybe seen a better Ramsdale.
An improved one, yeah.
I don't know. Maybe that's just me. Maybe they would have made those mistakes anyway. But I feel like that little bit of extra pressure, I don't know. It's
I love it. I love it. I think as a top club, you need that competition in every position. Because, I mean, for me, I just think that it will get the best out of the player. I understand what you're saying. It's added pressure. But I think at that level, you can't be feeling pressure playing for a club.
There's like a fine balance of like getting too lazy. Like, because, I don't know, I think Ramsdale's solid, but I can also see that the ceiling of Raya is higher than the ceiling of Ramsdale in the team. Like, if Raya was playing the ball out the back, like think of how elevated Brentford were with Raya. And he's playing with those like Ben Mee, who, no offense, he was Brexit football like 12 months before. Like, so Ramsdale, he's a great personality, but he can't do that.
No, you're right. But now the thing is, how long can this go on for? Ramsdale is not a backup goalkeeper.
No, exactly.
He's not going to stay at Arsenal if he's the backup keeper.
Nah, he's leaving.
Yeah, the thing is,
he'll leave.
Also, didn't you guys give him a new contract like earlier this year? Maybe that's just to protect his value or something.
Just for value, I think. But I think he's going.
It's like interesting. Where do you think he'll go? Because
I heard murmurs of Chelsea.
Like
I look at the others
with Pope's
injury. Yeah, but I just like Liverpool don't need, City don't need, Arsenal don't need, Chelsea need, but it's like.
Sanchez is solid.
But I'm saying Sanchez is solid, but also it's like, is Ramsdale a big enough upgrade to Sanchez? But also I'm saying, because they'll want a keeper that can play out from the back as well.
Imagine seeing Ramsdale on a Chelsea shirt.
That would be vile.
That would hurt.
Yeah, it would. But I think it's
because I feel like if Chelsea get Ramsdale, they'll get to the same point where it's like Ramsdale is a great goalkeeper, but Poch is going to want to play out from the back as well as the other teams, you know? Maybe Newcastle, but Pope. I think Pope is also really good.
Yeah, he started.
I don't see them.
I think with the shoulder. What is it? A shoulder injury.
I think he dislocated his shoulder or something.
Yeah. I think
they're
wanted
looking
to
at
bring in
maybe
someone. Just for maybe the second.
Maybe
half
like a 6-month loan or something.
With option to buy potentially, but I don't know.
I think it's going.
Yeah,
I've made peace. And I've made peace with it. I've made peace with it, so I'm okay with it.
Because also, if I look at the teams that are pushing top half of the table, like Aston Villa don't need a keeper. No. Like Spurs don't need a keeper. United don't need a keeper. What other like level of team, if you look at it, like not the tier that he's at now, not the like European pushing clubs don't need a keeper at the moment in the Premier League.
Yeah, you're right.
So there would have to be like a serious change at those clubs.
Maybe someone is Brighton's goalkeeper. They've
got
Steele,
but they also have that Verbruggen guy or whatever. Something like that.
Yes.
They're both solid as well.
Good players with the ball at their feet as well.
Yeah.
So
True. Where would he go? It's a
like
tough one.
where, but also like, would you go overseas? I don't know if you'd go to Spain or. Like,
we'll see.
It's just I don't know. It's like it's unfortunate because there was like 2 years ago everyone needed a goalkeeper.
Yeah.
And
true,
now
true.
It's gone to the point where now
it's kind of set.
Yeah. So,
sure.
But I still think he'll be valuable now. He's still 40 million plus
minimum.
goalkeeper.
For sure.
Minimum.
No, just talking about the Liverpool Arsenal game of last season. I mean, he saved us a point in that game.
Yeah. Was it the one save from Salah or something like that?
There were many saves.
Blank, top corner. I think he made 2 or 3 saves in the last 5 minutes, which saved us. And that shot stopping ability, is easily worth 40, 50 million.
Yeah.
So,
What do you guys think? So, we can talk about the game this weekend now. How do you think it's going to play out? What is your main concerns, and what do you think you'll have the edge over Liverpool on?
So I think this weekend is a very, very interesting game, and it's a big game, especially at Anfield. I think that last year, the first half we played against Liverpool was special.
I haven't seen Liverpool get destroyed like that
at Anfield in a long time. I was so happy but confused. I was like, what is going on here, bro? Ozil looking confused.
It was incredible.
Yeah.
So I think that this time I think that we need to be a lot smarter because I don't think we need to press with too much intensity, first of all, purely because of Trent. I think that Trent's one ball, bah. I think just kind of, not sit back, but I think mid-block, kind of let them play. Because I also feel when I watch Liverpool against Manchester United, Liverpool looked very rushed with the ball against United. They weren't patient enough.
First 20 minutes we were unreal, and then we started panicking because we hadn't scored yet. And now it's like we've had 20 shots. Now we've had 30 shots. Now we've had 12 corners. We need to be beating these guys.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And like for me, if once I see Liverpool rushing, then I'm happy. But I also feel like the midfield battle is going to be important. I think that we have to be very smart and be very secure with the ball. We cannot be reckless and make mistakes at the back. We need to be very secure technically with the ball, and we have to take our chances. We do that.
I would say that last season, if I remember, you always could have scored like 4 or 5 goals. Like
in the first half,
if you were more clinical, you could have put that game away completely. So my biggest worry as a Liverpool fan is like, our midfield's definitely better than last season, but if I compare our midfield, that we are probably going to play man for man with your guys. Like, I love Szoboszlai. McAllister's injured. Endo, I'm not 100% sold on yet. If I like compare him to Declan Rice, it's completely different. It's like you can't. They're not in the same league. And I'm also just worried about, I don't know, Tsimikas. He hasn't been playing badly, but makes rash decisions. I could see Saka like getting him booked in the first 5 minutes, and then he just makes like, I'm not saying you're going to get a red card, but gives stupid fouls
And then
away.
you've got to play on the back foot the whole game.
Yeah,
Yeah.
like things like that.
I think the wide channels are going to be crucial.
Crucial.
You got Martinelli against Trent, which could go both ways because Martinelli needs to help
Yes, to
back
track
up
back.
defense. You got Saka against Tsimikas, but then on the other hand, you've got Luis Diaz against Ben White.
Diaz
White's
hasn't been the same though. Like this season, like when he first came to Liverpool, he was like, doesn't matter who's in front of him, I will take you on. Now, the United game particularly, he was one of our better forwards in that he kept getting on the ball and he was trying something, but he cuts in too much. I think he had like probably 15 dribbles and 14 of them he cuts inside. The other one, he tries to cut inside. Anthony was marking him out the game. Like, I was watching that and I was like, not even Wan-Bissaka or not even Delo, Anthony.
Anthony.
Like, maybe United have found their new fullback. But, like, he needs to get that variation back. Because
He had that flair in his game. He was like
Yeah, he
unpredictable.
can go
inside,
outside,
outside, yeah.
yeah.
But
He was
that's
so
the one
good.
thing with Diaz. And then Salah, he's obviously, he's a numbers machine. He's a numbers machine. But I must be honest, the performances Salah's been doing, like, I'm not expecting him to dribble past 8 O's in a game, but he's quiet for large portions of games.
just
And then something happens and he gets a goal or gets an assist. But against United, really wasn't much of that because United were like 3 men on him, it's chilled. And then when Salah has no space, when Salah has no space, we don't score goals.
Yeah, true.
So I'm worried about how do we break you guys down? Because I don't even think you guys need to do a low block or mid block because your defenders are so good.
Yeah.
Like
Yeah, I
Saliba versus
think centrally
Nunez
we've
or
got
whatever.
no problem.
Yeah.
Like we've got Gabriel and Saliba. I think they'll be fine. Nunez, I don't.
Nunez
Touch wood,
is
but I don't
just
see
a
him
wild card.
getting
Really.
through us.
He's just a wild card.
Yeah.
It's
yeah.
a,
It's like you just don't know if he's going to turn up or not.
You never know. You never know with that guy. But the wide channels, I'm
I think
nervous.
both teams, that's probably the biggest weakness, is the
100%.
fullback area.
Yeah.
I wouldn't be surprised if he starts Kyrgios.
More
I was
solid.
thinking about that.
Or he'll bring off Zinchenko when we're looking for more stability.
Yeah. Yes. Yeah.
Because Kyrgios can still play, he can still invert, but I think that sometimes Zinchenko, I think it can go one of two ways.
Yeah. I mean, literally the first half against Liverpool last time was
Unplayable.
unreal. Second half.
Then we should have
Got
maybe
cooked.
taken him
Making
off.
him taking him off.
Yeah.
But that's the thing,
Bring on
last season, we didn't have guys to come in.
Yeah.
Yes. Yeah.
You see what I'm saying? He had to
It
play.
was him or Reece Nelson, not Reece Nelson, Nuno Tavares,
Yeah.
who had a nightmare
Against-
against
no.
Liverpool the first time or something.
Was it a cup game?
I think so.
It was a cup game.
Where he literally gave us like 3 or 4 goals.
That was
It was,
not as great as Arteta.
yeah.
I know Zinchenko is one of those players. He's so valuable on the ball. He can pick a pass. He's so good. But On defence, it's a different story.
He just needs a bit of help.
And I remember last season when we played Liverpool at Anfield, when Salah nutmegged him. Even he said, he was like,
Bro,
I
and
knew.
And Trent nutmegged him for the
Oh, it was
goal.
Trent. It was Trent.
And that was
And he
filthy.
said,
Oh my
I
gosh.
knew it was coming, but I just didn't do anything about it. I was like,
You can't be saying that out
Come
loud,
on,
bro.
bro.
You can't be saying that out
it's the
loud.
same as Ramsdale where he says
Yeah.
that he switches off. Yeah. Like that's
Nah, dude.
that's suicide.
Arsenal players
You
say
can't
some
be
Even
saying
Jesus, he says
Even
scoring
Jesus
is not my
scoring goals is not my strong suit. So we've got a goalkeeper who can't focus. And a striker who doesn't score. Oh my gosh.
Ew.
No, but that is gonna be interesting. That Zinchenko Salah matchup. Yeah, we'll see. It would be a pity. Like it's a shame we don't have Tomiyasu
Yo.
at the moment. I think Arteta might have even started him at left back. He's played there before.
Oh,
Yeah, and he's
solid
very good.
defensively.
He's very good.
He's a wonderful player.
Yeah.
He's a wonderful player.
Love
Yo.
that man.
So yeah, we're looking good. I think for me, I think Liverpool obviously is always going to be a dangerous team.
Yeah, at Anfield.
What
At
do you
Anfield.
guys think? Do you think the Anfield atmosphere this time will? Because I remember last season that as soon as Trent and Xhaka squared up, then the crowd went insane, and that was the game changer because Anfield was quiet for that first half. They're like, we're getting outplayed. We don't know what to do.
Yeah. I think that was the whole time that season that Xhaka like actually let his like anger and his emotions get the better of him.
Yeah.
Because he was a cold Granit Xhaka for the whole season. He was ice cold. And then in that Anfield game, started riding up Trent. Then the crowd got involved, and then the game switched second half. Then it was like a completely changed game. But yeah, I don't know. I think it's always a big deal playing at Anfield. No
Yeah.
matter what the atmosphere is like,
Yeah.
it's always big. It's like, yeah. So it'll be a tough game for sure.
What do you think?
See, I think like I even spoke about it last week about the United game. Everyone was saying Liverpool are going to cruise. They're going to beat these O's like 8-0, 6-0, 7-0. Those stupid things like that. So many. I've never seen like Liverpool Twitter so confident going into a United game. And
Couldn't blame them though, like recent forms.
yeah, but it's just like big games like this, form means nothing. Like Liverpool could have won 30 games in a row going into this game, and I'll still think of it like all it takes is one moment.
100%.
Because even the United game, I said to Khans before, Højlund had such a good chance. If Alisson didn't save that, United won 1-0 at Anfield with like one shot on target. And they honestly were, if Kelleher was in goal, or if it wasn't Alisson, we lose that game. And I think Arsenal will approach the game differently. There's no doubt about it. United were very conservative in that game, to put it respectfully. They were very conservative. Yeah. You guys won't do that because you also need to win the game. Because now it's like a point at Anfield or a point any week now is a loss. You have to win everything now. So you guys will come to this game wanting to win. So I think it'll be open.
Yeah, I think I don't know if I don't want it to be open. That's where I feel like Salah, Diaz, Nunez, the runners. I do not want that. That's what I'm saying. Like, I do not.
To come to Anfield and have a
We want control.
I wanna
we
control.
Want Declan Rice on the ball with time, spraying passes, time. Yeah.
Controlling.
I just don't think. I think maybe the first half now could be something like that, but so quickly, games at Anfield just open up, and for the next hour, it's bang, 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 bang.
But that's
bang,
what you
bang,
guys
bang.
want. You guys
Yeah.
like that. You guys thrive off those kind of games.
Yeah.
And like we saw that last season, first half was a completely different game to the second half. Second half, we are fighting. We are suffering.
Yeah.
We're playing off scraps. We're playing off the counter now.
Yeah.
I know. I always wondered
Where-
what happens there. Like,
But it's just
what
yeah.
causes that like momentum change? Like we just close off and then we sit back and then it was just 45 minutes of just like
And it's so
Liverpool
strange
bombardment.
because it's like, it's the same players, but now like Trent's a bit faster for some reason. Like he's a bit faster now. He's like trying to do things, and it's just because some geezer in the crowd is saying, "Come on, Trent."
But I also think that like
so true.
what's different from last season and what will be different in this game is I think that this season we've, you know what they say on Twitter, they call us field tilt FC. Because like a lot of our time we spend in the opposition half, or like they say we want to control the game. And what Arteta wants now is for us to dominate.
Yeah.
He doesn't really necessarily care about the ball, but he wants to dominate the area in which we play our football. So I think if we look after that and not necessarily gung-ho press, I think we'll be fine.
Yeah.
I don't want an open game against
No.
Liverpool.
Yeah,
They'll-
no.
I think that's going to make it very difficult for us.
100%, of course, yeah.
I think now we're also approaching the transfer window. Like, I think your squad, obviously, we've said before, everyone has injuries. You guys have a couple players out. Do you think you guys will make any signings in January? I know there's been talking about like a striker. And I can imagine you guys are also conflicted about
I don't want a striker.
you don't want a striker.
I want a midfielder.
I haven't told you, right?
You know, I just think we need a midfielder because that's where we're the lightest. Think about it. Who shares Declan Rice minutes? Who shares Odegaard minutes?
Mohamed Al-Nani, if Declan Rice gets
You know what I'm saying? It's guys that are aging, Jorginho or Lenny, no disrespect, but like I think they're going to be phased out in the next 6 to 12 months.
Interesting, yeah.
So I just think that we go and look for a midfielder who plays on the left side, who's like a first phase, like kind of passer,
Yeah, yeah.
or even like an 8 that's going to, you know, just to also just take minutes away because we're playing a lot
Yeah.
of football.
It's true.
Do you have anyone in mind that you would like to get?
Yo, there's been a lot of guys that I've been thinking, but the market right now is so saturated because it's like, do you want to go out and get an 80 million player at this point of the season?
Players cost you.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Or do you get someone that's young and like has a lot of potential and for the future and kind of like blood him in now? A guy that I kind of want is Zubimendi from
solid.
Sociedad. I think that him next to Rice and like, or like Partey as well, and then Odegaard.
Yeah.
But then also, that's also the tough thing now is that Havertz now, because Odegaard is playing a lot deeper, Havertz now has a lot of time now as roaming and he's playing in that role, and that's why I think he's the best.
Exactly.
So now it's like, do we need? But now also you have to think about, okay, when is Vieira coming back? When's Timber coming back?
Yeah.
Party's
Partey as well. So
Party will be like a new signing this season.
Ah,
He hasn't played this season.
exactly. So
They imagine a Party and Rice in midfield.
I think that was the plan originally.
yeah.
Yeah.
Like that was, and with Timber coming in that area as well. Which is
Yeah.
actually crazy that we haven't seen that.
I'm
at all
telling you,
yet.
when our squad is fully fit, actually, let me not say too much. let me not say too much. Yo, because there's going to be so much rotation. There's going to be this.
Yeah.
This guy can do this. This guy can do that. If it's not working with this guy, we do this. We're going to be so adaptable. We're going to be a nightmare to play against.
For sure.
A nightmare.
Yeah, was it last transfer window that we got close to Douglas Luiz?
Yeah.
That would have been
That would have been a good
unbelievable. It was looking
signing.
like 30
So
million,
he had
maybe
6
35 million.
He almost said like his contract was almost going to
was
expire.
gonna
or
expire,
something.
yeah.
And it was like 20 million now or nothing in 6
Yeah.
months, and then he signed a new contract.
That would have been.
Yeah.
I think midfield would have been complete then.
Because now
Douglas
he's
Luiz.
60 mil plus. The form he's in, like,
Nah, look,
he's going to be
that,
expensive, bro.
that Villa team, yeah.
Villa team.
Couple
Oh, they're
pieces
gonna
I'd
they're
like.
gonna slow
Couple
down.
pieces I'd like.
Nah, I still think that they won't.
I think with a team like Villa, can only last so long because realistically, Watkins gets injured. He is one of their main goal threats. Or if Douglas Luiz gets injured, not just goals but huge, like just overall the dominance he has. And I don't know, like. I think I look at it as like John McGinn is playing so well as well. Like they lose 1 or 2 of those players, they're in serious trouble.
Yeah.
No, for sure. And I think obviously their home record is unbelievable, but I think their away record will start to let them down a bit.
100%.
Yeah.
Especially, like, I just have a feeling that they're going to get tired because they use the same players, like you said with Arsenal earlier. Like,
Yeah, bro.
Yeah.
they
yeah.
have a couple subs that come on here and there, but it's the same spine every minute of every game.
100%.
Doesn't
Yeah.
rotate at
They're
all.
still in Europe as well.
I'm not too sure.
Weren't they on their
No.
conference league or something?
Nah, I don't know if I saw them.
No, because it's Brighton in Europa, and then isn't West Ham in conference league or something?
I didn't see them.
Yes, yeah.
Are they?
Oh no, West Ham
Can't
won it.
remember.
They won it last year, but so
So then they went up to Europa.
Yes, yes.
Spurs on conference league.
They are.
They
They
are.
are.
Spurs
They
being
are.
Conference League.
Spurs, I'm pretty sure they're in conference league.
No, man, weren't they there last season?
I don't know, where did they finish last year?
No, I'm pretty sure they finished outside of European places.
This is like 7th or 8th or something that's conference league?
Yeah, you're top 4, 2 in Europa, 7th would be Conference League.
Okay.
Yeah, but now there's gonna be 5 teams in the Champions, 5 Prem teams in the Champions League next season. Should be huge.
So top 5 goes to Champions League.
Yeah, Yeah.
United fans are happy, bro.
Yeah, it gives them an in.
Yeah,
But they have to worry about Aston Villa, bro.
Yo.
No, exactly. But no, I think they're gonna. I don't think Villa will last.
No, I think they definitely, if they build on if they end Europa League this season, which I think is very possible, they get 2 or 3 more good signings like Diaby's level, like Douglas Luiz level, McGinn level. Then it's like, gee, bro, these O's, they're not messing around. Because Una Emery, like, this is also a question I'd like to ask you is, do you think Una Emery is a better manager than Arteta? Because I've seen people talk about it, and now just out of curiosity, because, okay, let's be honest, Emery didn't do great at Arsenal, but it's a different climate.
It was a different squad, different climates, different expectations.
He didn't have the patience that Arteta's had.
Yeah, the board obviously gave a lot more time to Arteta than they did to
And
Unai.
lots of backing. Yeah.
But I think after Baku, it was always going to be difficult after Baku. The way we lost that game, like, I think it was always going to be difficult. And then when we came back the next season, lost.
I know.
And then you're always under pressure.
Yeah.
You're always under pressure. But the thing is with Arteta, he came in, I think, with the worst squad. And he kind of came in with this whole sort of plan. And I think that the club bought into the whole sort of future plan and whatnot, and the way he want to play. Yeah. And what also helped Arteta was winning the FA Cup.
Yeah.
The way he wanted
massive.
and with the players we wanted. Because think about it, the way we played in that campaign against Chelsea, City.
Beat City in the semis. Yeah. Like prime Aubameyang.
You know what I'm saying?
It's like you can see I think that was also one thing that everyone always said, that even though Arsenal winning games, you can see they know how they want to play. It was like, even with Leno, it was like playing out from the back.
Yeah,
playing out
and
from the back.
he struggled a bit with it, yeah.
With David Luiz, with Oz that can't do it, like
we
playing
were
out from the
forcing
back.
it every game. We were forcing it, and it was painful to watch.
But
he
you
knew
can
what he
still
wanted to
see,
do.
yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
So I think that's what gives people a bit more faith, and also it gives a manager a bit more time. But you have to buy into what he's trying to achieve or what he's trying to do. But there's always a time where it gets a bit too much. And I think that if Arteta, that season where we lost the first 3 games of the season against Brentford away, and then we lost to someone at home.
That was the All or Nothing series.
Yeah.
The first couple episodes were rough.
Yeah.
It was so dark.
Yeah. It was tough.
It was so dark. So I think that
Dude, we were sitting 20th, and Spurs were top of the log. It was like 1st and 20th after 3 games. That was a dark time for Arsenal fans. I think it was Brentford, Chelsea, City, first 3 games. Oh, it was
was
But also realistically, if you think about it, if you didn't lose to Brentford and had 3 points,
it would have
because
been
Chelsea weren't bad back then, I'm pretty sure.
Lukaku and came back.
that
That was like game where he was bullying Pablo Mari.
Oh my gosh. Bro, that was hilarious. That was...
That was a tough time.
But let's be honest, after that game, Lukaku kind of dipped, bro.
Yeah,
Did nothing.
Had his way with Pablo Mari, and then he was like, I've had enough.
that's why he paid this much money. It was 90, 100 M's.
Let me just show you what I can do, and then I'll take it easy.
Yeah, because they always tune that he wears 90 on his back of his Inter shirt, because that's the profit that it's made from the Chelsea sale.
Oh, that's hilarious.
No, but it's tough to compare them. It's also Emery's been doing it for a lot longer. I mean, he's won so many titles. How many?
Yeah,
like,
but
Europa Leagues
Villarreal.
has he won? And Sevilla and
Yes.
yeah, like he's been doing
He
it
even
for
got
longer.
Villarreal to the semis of the Champions League, bro.
Yeah, bro.
Yeah,
Like,
exactly.
He's a proper gaffer.
Like,
Nah, he is.
He is proper. Like, I mean, there's no doubting that, but I just felt like
wrong time.
wrong time.
I think anyone after Wenger was cursed. It was just it's similar. I guess Man United are still a little bit in the dirt, but similar, like anyone after Ferguson was gonna be it was gonna be tough.
But United just haven't learned from their mistakes either.
Yeah.
Because you as at least like, okay, we tried someone, didn't work out, but now we give them time, build something, and see what happens.
100%.
Rather like give the guy 3 years and see what happens than get 3 different managers in 3 years and be in the exact same position.
100%.
So they're trying
What
to do it
United have
in
been doing for 10 years now.
Yeah, it's so cutthroat. Like with managers these days, it's so cutthroat.
Josie Forest managers got fired. And I think like, bro, they're 5 points above the relegation zone. Like Forest obviously historically won Champions Leagues and stuff, but like, come on, bro.
Steve Cooper, that was harsh.
It's ridiculous.
What are you expecting? Because they're not on Brighton's level, they're not on Villa's level, I wouldn't say they're on Palace's level either. Like Palace haven't
yeah.
been doing great, but Palace have great players.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Like-
but there was a lot happening at Nottingham Forest, I think, at the time, because they must drop their captain or drop 3 players or whatever for I don't know what reasons, and I think there was a lot of things going on.
Yeah.
And I don't think it could have been mostly about football related stuff,
Do you not? Oh, yeah.
because I mean, there's no way he's gonna get sacked 5 points above the relegation zone
Yeah. No ways.
Nah, that it's like,
after they just scraped through last season.
and also from where he took them, like he's the one that brought them back.
Yeah.
After like
exactly.
So there's no
Over a
way.
decade.
I don't think it's football related.
It's like
And-
when Burnley
yeah.
sacked Sean Dyche.
Sean Dyche.
It's like, who do you think you are?
and they've
Like,
they've
what?
reaped what they've sown since.
Yeah.
My boy Vince.
Yeah. I don't think I like going like Burnley and Vincent Company. I respect what he's trying to do, and like I think his like philosophy is decent. Like you can see the way Burnley play. It is exciting at times, but it's like, bro, like it's Burnley. Like come on, like you can't. You're not going to have the players to do that unless you pay the price. You're going to pay the price if you play like that and they are like bottom of the league. Like I don't know. It's just an interesting one, and it's like teams like that play how you want to play, but it's like reckless if you're coming like getting promoted and you're like, I'm gonna outplay City. I'm gonna play against City and I'm gonna go at them like 1-for-1. Like I'm not even like it's exciting, but then they lose like 5-0 and they have like 8 shots on goal instead of 3, and it's like well done. But if you want to stay in the Premier League, there needs to be some sort of like moment where you're like, okay, I'm not gonna sacrifice everything, but like we need to stop conceding to bad teams. Yeah. Besides the game this weekend, what are you guys' predictions for top 4? And then we'll say relegation zone.
I think the easier one of the two is relegation zone. I think it's going to stay as is. I don't think we're going to see much change. I just don't think the promoted sides have enough. Maybe they make a few transfers now in the transfer window, but I think it's going to stay as is.
I agree.
Yeah, Sheffield, Luton, Burnley. Maybe we'll see Company do a bit of magic.
A
and
remontada.
get
I honestly
Burnley
think
up,
the
but I don't
only
think so.
of those teams, Luton is the closest to surviving somehow.
Mm.
But it will take a team above them to fumble.
Yeah.
But they're the only ones that are like putting up any sort of fight, I'd say.
Yeah,
And playing
I don't
at Luton is hard.
Yeah, it is very
100%.
difficult.
It is difficult.
Yeah.
Mm.
And then what are your thoughts on top 4?
I'll start.
Go for it.
I think first,
Say it.
Come on, baby.
it's gonna happen,
Come
bro.
on.
I think we are well equipped. I believe, bro. And this is not last season. This time I wasn't saying this, even though we were doing a lot better.
Yeah.
Because I still thought that this squad is too light. But this time around, bro, I'm so excited to see some players that are missing out come back. And I think we are peaking at the right time. Or we will peak at the right time. Second place, Manchester City. Third place, Liverpool.
I'll take that.
Fourth place is a toss-up between Villa, Spurs. Do I have to put in United?
I was going to say, like, United, the thing is, we can all acknowledge they haven't been playing well, but they're not far off.
Yeah, like they're
They're
right
not
there.
far off at all.
And if they put together 10 good games,
Yeah.
then they're secure. So I think top 4 between Spurs, United. Actually, I think more Spurs than United. I'll say Villa 5th, 6th.
Okay. Yeah. Kans, I'm gonna back you on that
You're
number
gonna
1
back me?
spot.
Thanks,
I'm gonna
bro.
back you. I think we gotta believe.
Yes,
we gotta
sir.
believe, boy. I think we've got what it takes. We've got that belief. We've got the players to do it. We've got that experience of the title race last season. And I think City, they're just not quite at it this season. So I'm gonna go Arsenal 1, Liverpool 2,
Oh,
and then
I'll
I'm
take
gonna
that.
go City 3. And let's see Villa hang on for 4th spot.
yo,
I think that's very dependent on how quick James Maddison comes back.
yeah.
And if he
Hits the ground
has
running.
that same impact as when he first started.
So I think he's back in like a month.
Yeah.
So he's still got a lot of games left to.
Yeah.
Because Kulusevski looks good at the moment, like playing that similar role
Yeah.
to Madison.
Yeah.
I think he's got like a goal and assist in his last 3 games or something like that. Yeah.
Yeah, for sure. Because I think there's a lot of Spurs players who are like very form based. Like Son will go on and he'll
Basuma
score every
as well.
game.
He's
Yeah.
proper.
Yeah.
Basuma, when he's on form, is like one of the best midfielders in the league.
And when he's not, it's like...
Then it's like, yay.
Yeah. Same as
Son will score like a goal like every game for 10 games, and then he won't score for like 5-6 weeks. And he'll go
Yeah.
again. So, and I think Maddison is similar. There was times at Leicester when Maddison was like
On
on fire,
fire.
and he was like being picked for England, and then he was like not playing so well. So it's going to be very close, I think, between Villa and Spurs for that 4th spot. But actually, top 4, like we said, doesn't mean as much with the 5 Champions League places. So I think it'll be Arsenal, Liverpool, City, Villa, Spurs, and then United maybe in 6th or Newcastle.
Chelsea, bottom half.
Yeah.
Bottom half, bro. We won't be able to see them. We have to scroll down.
Scroll down.
And what do you think, Dol?
At the start of the season, we did our predictions, and now I'm looking back, bro. They're embarrassing. They are embarrassing. Like the relegation ones, we said Burnley. I actually think I said Everton. I said Sheffield, Everton, and Luton. Those were the 3 that I said.
Okay.
And when they got that -10, I was like, okay, we got the extra life. And then my top 4, I said City, Arsenal. I said United.
Yeah.
Then I said in 4th, I said Newcastle. Then I said Liverpool 5th.
Okay.
Yo, so they didn't even back your
Not
teams.
bad.
But like I just looked at it because I was looking at like the signings that everyone made, and with United, like I don't think they made like bad signings, like a back Onana, like a back Mason Mount,
Yeah.
like a backed all those O's, and like
True.
they last season they were good, like they did well. I was like, I'm not expecting them to be in a title race, but
For a
like,
long time, it was Arsenal, City, United, like title race.
Yeah, like,
Like,
United are thereabouts. I would say.
but now, but now if I look at it, I still think City. I have trauma from those O's, bro. Like I can't rule them out at this stage.
You can never.
Like I still think they're gonna win. I think Arsenal are a better team than Liverpool. Like I think if I look at your guys' squad compared to ours, we overperforming. We getting through games, but we're just a worse team than you guys. Like I don't know, there's just something about Liverpool that we're still a couple pieces away.
Sure.
You know, we're still like a proper defensive midfielder. We like a one defender because, you know, we still have Joel Matip, who hasn't played badly, but it's like, you know, he's not Saliba or Gabriel. You know, Van Dijk doesn't have a Konate, you can't rely on him, he's injured all the time. Even, I don't know, I look up front, I would say Liverpool have 5 good attackers, but 4 of them are inconsistent. Like, it's not like when Liverpool had 3 attackers, it was Salah, Mane, and Firmino, and like,
They were all boosting it.
2 of the 3 scored every week.
Yeah.
Now it's like, Salah doesn't score, but he assists the 3 goals we do score, or like, you know, something like that.
Yeah.
So I'm going to definitely go Arsenal second, but I think it'll be close, like tight.
Okay.
Yeah. 3rd, Liverpool. I think Liverpool are good enough to end 3rd. 4th, I'm going to go Spurs. I can just see Maddison coming back. And I think also with the Leicester thing of him being inconsistent, it's like he was playing with people, like he was playing with players that were more inconsistent than him.
Yeah.
Like he was in a relegation battle last season. So now he's playing with Son, who looks good again, playing with Kulusevski, playing with Richarlison. Let's not even talk about that. But you know what I mean? Like he's got, exactly. But yeah, so I think Spurs, I think it's going to be tight. Like 1st, 2nd, 3rd is going to be close. Or 1st and 2nd is going to be really close. 2nd and 3rd, I can see Liverpool dropping off in January because Salah leaves. I'm pretty sure
as well. Son leaves. Oh, Spurs are not making top 4.
Salah leaves and Endo leaves.
Yeah.
And then it's, I don't know. That's the thing. What do Liverpool do when Salah's gone? We're not playing Curtis Jones at right wing, but I can tell you that much. I'll go on strike.
They'll play Harvey.
Yeah, Harvey or something, but I don't know.
Or, yeah.
So that's just my thoughts on it.
Would you play maybe Cody Gakpo on the wing? He's more central.
Yeah, well, he used to play left wing.
Yeah.
I feel like what they'll do, I don't know, Klopp does some strange things, bro. Like, he does some strange things. I don't know, he even played Gakpo as an 8 this year.
Yeah.
For the first couple games, like, clearly he's versatile, I don't know. But I think they were saying that they might play like Szoboszlai at right wing because he played there a bit for Leipzig.
True.
Then just keep Nunez up front, Gakpo a bit deeper. But I don't know. We'll get to those problems when we get there. Predictions for Saturday? Let's hear this.
Arsenal 3, Liverpool 1.
Okay.
Yeah, I was the whole way driving here, so I knew this question was coming. So I was debating between 2-2 and 2-1, but I'm going to go 2-1 Arsenal.
Okay.
Got to believe.
I'm gonna go 2-1 Liverpool. I just think Liverpool are gonna be fired up this week because they know that they didn't do themselves well against United. But honestly, bro, this game's there's no like huge gap between the teams.
Yeah, it's not huge.
Yeah, and Arsenal are a better team on paper, but Anfield has a huge
That's the gap.
yeah.
1 point.
But otherwise, guys, I think that's it. Thanks for joining. It was
Thank
nice
you.
having you guys on. Hope you had a good time.
Thanks
Thanks,
for having us.
And I'll definitely have yours back soon.
100% Arsenal.
Arsenal.